What's up, boys and girls? Today I'm going to be talking about the kind of jobs that I would love to do, basically my dream jobs, and they're quite peculiar and interesting, and I think you might be intrigued, or at least you might have some new ideas about what your ideal job should look like if you listen to this video. So let's move on to the first one. First job, the most ideal job for me would be to work at SpaceX with Mr. Elon Musk. And it has to be something that involves human culture. Now, you might think, how does that relate to SpaceX? Human culture is something, and SpaceX is a technological company that makes rockets, it manufactures rockets and sends them to space. How are these two related? Well, let me explain. You see, the vision that Mr. Elon Musk talks about is colonizing other planets to increase the survival rate of human beings. So at this current rate, we are just living on one planet, and we are actually destroying the environment, and we're doing a lot of unsustainable activities which are, really not something that we should be doing if we want to survive. So besides fixing this planet, we should also be looking towards other planets and go and terraform those planets and then make them habitable and then live there, set up a colony of human beings, and these places are going to have their own culture or their own rituals, their own system, even their own civilization. So it would be a very fascinating thing to see when in different planets human societies are going to evolve in different ways. So having said that, let's backtrack a little bit. After the planet has been terraformed, when human beings are going to go and live there, this is where we're going to need a unified culture, a unified way of living that has drawn inspiration from all the religions and all the culture that exists on this planet and that have existed in our civilization over the hundreds and thousands of years. Now, why we need to do that is pretty obvious. We're living in a world where we have incentivized greed, where we have incentive for hatred, where we are every day we see stories about ethnic cleansing. We see stories where people hate other groups of people just because they were born with a different religion or with a different border. So there is a definite flaw here, and the very idea that this flaw can be cured on Earth is highly time consuming, and it would actually take at least 2 to 3 generations of people working relentlessly. But when we are going to another planet, it opens up a lot of opportunities. So there we can actually go with a preset ideas, like these are the philosophies and these are the beliefs and these are the rituals that we're going to follow. And we could even think of something like we can try this culture on planet A and another culture on planet B, or we can just have one single comprehensive culture that we are trying to install in all these different planets. So as a person who is open to new ideas, and I'm always studying about how we are behaving and what we're doing, and also I have a very keen interest on music and world music. I've grown up listening to Bangla music, Indian music, then obviously English music, and I can actually, if you see my videos, other videos, you see that I can sing a very different range of songs, and I would love to be in an environment where I'm studying these elements and elements of human culture, not just song-wise, but storytelling-wise and ritual-wise, behavioral pattern-wise, and of course cross-sectioning that with the cross-checking that with the output that they have created in these societies. We can actually try to come up with this, version 2.0 human culture, a global culture. Actually, it would be an interplanetary culture or something like that. It's a big, huge topic that I'm talking about, and that's why I really like that idea. So that's my first dream job. Obviously, it's a dream. I probably have come up with that whole job, but if I ever get the opportunity That would be amazing. That would be fantastic because it aligns with my preference of knowing about space, and it aligns with my dream of becoming an astronaut at some point. Even if I don't get to go onto these planets, just the thought that I'm doing something that's going to help all these astronauts in the future and the whole human race, and I'm contributing in such a consequential manner to human society, and it's just really, really, really satisfactory feeling for me, and I would love to work on this. But of course, it might not happen. So my second job would be where I would be working with struggling nations. And basically, if I want to explain it very simply, we have business competitions, right? We have business competitions in many countries these days, and you see that there are a lot of kids, very talented, very high energy, very much entrepreneurially driven boys and girls, and they are winning all these competitions. So you know that out of a country, these are the people who have got it, right? They can run a business well. So my idea is to have a company that's going to be basically an angel investor company and go to all these poor countries in the world, could be in Africa, could be in Asia, could be anywhere, and then find out these smart minds and then using them to solve their local problems, and as well as link it with the global economy, the global market chain, and create this sort of global value chain where all these little countries that are left out right now, that are being just oppressed because of the natural resources they have, that's the only way that they're linked with the global economy. So if we can bring them into this equation, this is going to just open up lots of new doors and lots of new opportunities, and it's going to be very healthy for global market and global economy. At least that's what I believe. So that will be my second dream job. Basically the dream job involves me going over to all these countries and talking to all these, wildly creative and smart and intellectual people, and then figuring out what are the problems in those regions, finding out a solution that's sustainable with a business model, and then connected with a global product service industry, and then there's basically link between the poor and the rich, something like that. And the third job that I would love to do, this is probably one of the most realistic ones out of the first three, and this one is basically Leonardo DiCaprio has, I've heard he's at an environmental organization. I haven't really checked much about it, so I can't really name it, but yes, he has it. I think I'm going to apply there after a year or two. So I would love to work there for sustaining, to help the environment sustain, because we human beings have become very arrogant because of there are incentives in our system, the whole civilization. We have given incentive for greed, and we have given incentives for materialism, and we have given a lot of incentives for hatred and aggression. So we have just become blind to the fact that we cannot survive without our environment, and I would love to work with an environmental agency, and particularly Mr. DiCaprio's is because, well, I get to attend a lot of Hollywood parties and whatnot. Plus, I really like his energy level, he's doing all of these things, and he's definitely a very productive person. He's definitely one of the most influential actors of our generation, and I believe I have a lot to learn from this person. So that's the third dream job. The fourth one, probably the one I'll end up living, is basically work as a teacher, as a lecturer, or as a professor at a renowned world-class university. That's definitely something I'd love to take a shot at, and basically try to be like Robin Williams. Not too much, not Robin Williams in Dead Poets Society, but more like Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting, because Dead Poets Robin Williams was like a little bit too much, tear up the paper from the poem book and that's how you're going to learn poetry, It's a little bit too much of an American jump to teach you something. Anyways, coming back to the point is, being a lecturer at a very good university, it also allows me to be in this kind of constant learning environment, and there's going to be all these young kids and all these old professors above professors with whom I can interact and I can talk, and we can definitely get a lot of ideas rolling and maybe come up with very workable solutions in the area where the university is working. Because everywhere in this world there is problem, and I would love to solve as many of them as I can. And if I have daily interaction with a lot of students, a lot of young people, and at the same time some very wise and very mature people, I think I would be able to do a very good job at it. So those are my 4 ideal dream jobs. There are a lot more, but I'm not gonna say much about them. I believe these 4 are definitely something that I would try to do. I mean, like, I'm directing my life towards at least one of them. I mean, I'm aiming for number 4 right now because that's more practical, but as the day progresses, as I'm growing as an individual, I can sort of see some vague lines right now that are forming. Like, I'm connecting the dots. I've just started doing that, and I think there is a chance. I think there is a chance to do number 3, maybe number 2, maybe that's the first one even. It's just a matter of how dedicated I am to this cause, and how much I can push myself, and how much I can learn, and how much I can help others, and how much I can get other people to talk about me. That's also very important these days. So that's pretty much it. I'm very happy that you guys were very patient to listen till the end. I would strongly recommend you to think about your dream jobs, because it's an awesome feeling when you're thinking without any boundaries, without any roof over your head. You're just thinking completely limitless, and that's really a good exercise for your mental well-being, I would say, because sometimes we feel like we're doing jobs that doesn't have any impact on the society. So if you want to create impact, you have to think of a job that will help you create the kind of impact that you want to bring to this world. So please do that, and please, if you like this video, like it, comment what you want to say. What are your dream jobs? What are your opinions about the jobs that I said? Is it possible? Is it completely unachievable? Whatever you think about it, let me know, and thank you very much for watching it. For more videos, subscribe to my channel, and that's it. Thank you.